Hi class, it's been a while since we have been able to read Ramona the Pest, so I'm just going to upload a few videos on here until we're able to finish it because we're pretty close. So I'm going to start off from where we were on last Thursday. Ramona could not wait. She burst through the front door yelling through her mask, "Ah! I'm the baddest witch in the world! Hurry, Howie, I'm going to get you!" Howie walked slowly along, lugging his tail, so Ramona ran out to meet him. He was not wearing a mask, but instead he had pipe cleaners scotch taped to his face for whiskers. "I'm the baddest witch in the world," Ramona informed him, "and you can be my cat." "I don't want to be your cat," said Howie. "I don't want to be a cat at all." "Why not, Howie?" asked Mrs. Quimby, who had joined Ramona and the Kemps. "I think you make a very nice cat." "My tail is busted," complained Howie. "I don't want to be a cat with a busted tail." Mrs. Kemp sighed. "Now, Howie, if you'll just hold up the end of your tail, nobody will notice." Then she said to Mrs. Quimby, "I promised him a pirate costume, but his older sister was sick, and while I was taking her temperature, Willa Jean crawled into a cupboard and managed to dump a whole quart of salad oil all over the kitchen floor. If you've ever had to clean oil off a floor, you know what I went through." And Howie went into the bathroom and climbed up. "Yes, dear, I understand you just wanted to help," to get a sponge, and he accidentally knelt on a tube of toothpaste that someone had left the top off of. "No, Howie, I didn't say it was you that left the top off." And the toothpaste squirted all over the clean bathroom, and there was another mess to clean up. When I finally had to drag his sister's old cat costume out of a drawer, and when he put it on, we discovered the wire in the tail was broken, but there wasn't time to rip it apart and put in a new wire. "Well, you have a handsome set of whiskers," said Mrs. Quimby, trying to coax Howie to look on the bright side. "Scotch tape itches me," said Howie. Ramona could see that Howie was not going to be any fun at all, even on Halloween. Never mind, she would have fun all by herself. "I'm the baddest witch in the world," and her muffled voice skipping with both feet. "I'm the baddest witch in the world." When they were in sight of the playground, Ramona saw that it was already swarming with both the morning and afternoon kindergartners in their Halloween costumes. Poor Miss Benny, dressed like Mother Goose, now had the responsibility of 68 boys and girls. "Run along, Ramona," said Mrs. Quimby when they had crossed the street. "Howie's mother and I will go around to the big playground and try to find a seat on a bench before they are all taken." Ramona ran screaming onto the playground. "Ah, I'm the baddest witch in the world." Nobody paid any attention because everyone else was screaming too. The noise was glorious. Ramona yelled and screamed and shrieked and chased anyone who would run. She chased tramps and ghosts and ballerinas. Sometimes other witches in masks exactly like hers chased her, and then she would turn around and chase those witches right back. She tried to chase Howie, but he would not run. He just stood beside the fence, holding his broken tail and missing all the fun. Ramona discovered dear little Davy in a skimpy pirate costume from the dime store. She could tell he was Davy by his thin legs. At last! She pounced and kissed him through her rubber mask. Davy looked startled, but he had the presence of mind to make a gagging noise while Ramona raced away, satisfied that she finally had managed to catch and kiss Davy. Then Ramona saw Susan getting out of her mother's car. As she might have guessed, Susan was dressed in an old-fashioned girl with a long skirt and apron. "I'm the baddest witch in the world," yelled Ramona, and ran after Susan, whose curls bobbed daintily about her shoulders. Ramona was unable to resist. After weeks of longing, she tweaked one of Susan's curls and yelled, "Boing!" through her rubber mask. "You stop that," said Susan as she smoothed her curls. "Ah, I'm the baddest witch in the world." Ramona was carried away. She tweaked another curl and yelled, "Boing!" A clown laughed and joined Ramona. He too tweaked a curl and yelled, "Boing!" The old-fashioned girl stamped her foot. "You stop that," she said angrily. "Boing! Boing!" Others joined the game. Susan tried to run away, but no matter which way she ran, there was someone eager to stretch a curl and yell "boing." Susan ran to Miss Benny. "Miss Benny, Miss Benny," she cried. "They're teasing me. They're pulling my hair and boinging me." "Who's teasing you?" asked Miss Benny. "Everybody," said Susan. "A witch started it." "Which witch?" asked Miss Benny. Susan looked around. "I don't know which witch," she said, "but it was a bad witch." "That's me, the baddest witch in the world," thought Ramona. At the same time, she was a little surprised. The others really would not know. who she was behind her mask. "Never mind, Susan," said Miss Binny. "You stay near me and no one will tease you." "Which witch?" thought Ramona, liking the sound of the words. "Which witch?" As the words ran through her thoughts, Ramona began to wonder if Miss Binny could guess who she was. She ran up to her teacher and shouted in her muffled voice, "Hello, Miss Binny, I'm going to get you." "Ooh, what a scary witch," said Miss Binny, rather absent-mindedly. Plainly, Miss Binny was not really frightened. With so many witches running around, she did not even recognize Ramona. No, Miss Binny was not the one who was frightened. Ramona was. Miss Binny did not know who this witch was. Nobody knew who Ramona was, and if nobody knew who she wasn't anybody. "Get out of the way, old witch," Eric yelled at Ramona. He did not say, "Get out of the way, Ramona." Ramona could not remember a time when there was not someone near her who knew who she was. Even last Halloween, when she dressed up as a ghost and went trick-or-treating with Beezus and the other boys and girls, everyone seemed to know who she was. And now, with so many witches running around, still so many more witches were on the playground. No one knew who she was. "Davy, guess who I am?" yelled Ramona. Surely Davy would know. "Oh, you're just another old witch," answered Davy. The feeling was the scariest one Ramona had ever experienced. She felt lost inside her costume. She wondered if her mother would know which witch was which, and the thought that her own mother might not know her frightened Ramona even more. What if her mother forgot her? What if everyone in the whole world forgot her? With that terrifying thought, Ramona snatched off her mask, and although its ugliness was no longer the most frightening thing about it, she rolled it up so she would not have to look at it. How cool the air felt outside that dreadful mask. Ramona no longer wanted to be the baddest witch in the world. She wanted to be Ramona Geraldine Quimby and be sure that Miss Binny and everyone on the playground knew her. Around her, the ghosts and pirates raced and shouted, but Ramona stood near the door of the kindergarten, quietly watching. Davy raced up to her and yelled, "You can't catch me!" "I don't want to catch you," Ramona informed him. Davy looked surprised and a little disappointed, but he ran off with his little legs shouting, "Yo-ho!" Joey yelled after him, "You're not really a pirate, you're just Mushpot Davy." Miss Binny was trying hard to herd her 68 charges into a double line. Two moms who felt sorry for their teacher were helping round up the kindergarten to start the Halloween parade, but as always, there were a lot of children still running around. For once, Ramona was not one of them. On the big playground, someone started to play a marching record through the loudspeaker. The Halloween parade that Ramona had looked forward to since she was in nursery school was about to begin. "Come along, children," said Miss Binny. Seeing Ramona standing alone, she said, "Come on, Ramona." It was a great relief to Ramona to hear Miss Binny speak her name, to hear her teacher say Ramona when she was looking at her. But as much as Ramona longed to prance along to the marching music with the rest of her class, she did not move to join them. "Put on your mask, Ramona, and get in line," said Miss Binny. Ramona wanted to obey her teacher, but at the same time, she was afraid of losing herself behind that scary mask. The line of kindergartners, all of them wearing masks except for Howie with his pipe cleaner whiskers, was straggling along through the parade. If Ramona did not do something quickly, she would be left behind, so she could not let such a thing happen, not when she had waited so many years to be in a Halloween parade. All right, we'll finish this chapter another day. Thanks, friends.